Vicky, welcome to the barn. I am so excited to have your gorgeous energy and vibes in the barn today. I'm so happy you're here. Often people will ask me, how do I pick my guests for my show? And I tell them it's based on two very specific things. Number one, it has to be divinely organized and orchestrated by the universe. And number two, my soul literally has to light up at the thought of sitting down with somebody, essentially in my home, to have a long formatted conversation. And about a month ago, maybe a little more than a month ago, I was on the phone with my team and they were like, Lauren, who do you have lined up for this summer? And I was like, guys, to be honest, I don't have anyone lined up and I'm okay with it. We were coming off of a very hectic end of year with our kids. And I said, I'm gonna let the universe handle this one and let me know who should be up next. And the very next day, I get a text from my very good friend, Margot. And she said, I am with my friend Vicky at lunch. You two need to know each other. You are cut from the same cloth. She is a force to be reckoned with. She needs to be your next guest on your podcast. So thank you, universe. Welcome to the show. And my soul is literally lit up for today, so.
Oh my God, thank you for having me. Thank you to Margot.
Yes.
Our Greek goddess.
Our Greek goddess. You're a Greek goddess. She's a Greek goddess. All this Greek goddess energy. I'm just proud to be a part of it. There's so much we're going to get into today. I was just telling you, I literally had to edit back what felt like a trillion questions. Otherwise, we will be here for a week talking. But I want to make sure people are clear on who you are as a light worker in this go around of life. You are a world-renowned wellness expert and osteopath who has helped restore vitality to some very well-known humans, such as Gwyneth Paltrow, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Nicole Richie, and Sir Elton John, just to name a few, as well as members of the British royal family, overworked ballerinas, I love that, CEOs, busy moms, and children. You have a deep understanding of holistic health that marries ancient Greek healing traditions with modern science that intricately connects our physical, digestive, and emotional well-being. You are an ambassador of UCLA's Division of Digestive Diseases and are the author of The Body Doesn't Lie, which I just finished. You are also the founder and CEO of an incredible organic olive oil brand called Saint Supply, which very much intrigues me and also really intrigued Beyonce, enough so that she became one of your lead investors. I would say that life so far has been an incredible ride for you. And I would love to kick this off by going back to the power of Greek ancient wisdom. Does that sound okay with you, Miss Vicky?
Sounds amazing. Sounds fantastic.
So while you live in LA, you were born in Athens, Greece, and you often travel back to your country. I think you were just recently there. There is some deep-rooted, intuitive, holistic healing and traditions that runs through your energy line that seems to have beautifully complemented your work with modern medicine and the body's innate ability to heal. How has your Greek lineage shaped the way you think about food as medicine?
Food is medicine, and I am very blessed that I am Greek, and this Greek family, this heritage. We have a word in Greece called philoxenia. So growing up in Greece, my grandma would always invite the neighbor or a stranger in our home. So philos is friend, xenos is stranger. And how do we bring that Mediterranean, that Greek way of living through food? We share our Greek rituals through food. So there's a deep connection. There's a sharing, there's honoring the food, there's finding these moments of understanding that what we put into our body matters, but it's also sharing it with others. Sharing moments.
And almost like an energy. So it's like it's the food, but it's also the energy and the connection.
And being grateful. I always say, you know, every Sunday we were brought up to have, it's like Thanksgiving we have Thanksgiving every Sunday. We sit down, we enjoy our meal. We might do a prayer. We might say what we're grateful for, and then talk about food, talk about our emotions, how we feel. You know, my grandfather had his own vineyard. They had their own olive trees. It's food is medicine, but people say, well, what farm to table? Farm to table in Greece is breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep. Yeah. I love that. What do you think Greeks understand about health that America has forgotten?
I think it's that connection, with sharing, taking moments to be aware. This Mediterranean way of living is, we put our phones away. We don't eat in front of the television. We, prepare a beautiful meal. I mean, you have a beautiful home, but it's the preparation of everything. You've put so much love and intention, and you're aware of this space you've created to sit down and enjoy moments with your family or your guests. It's like, it's this hospitality, this vitality, this longevity. It's like feeling good together, togetherness, sharing moments, to eat and bring together that love.
Yeah. And I think also the notion that food is a life force, and that can be enough. Like, I love that you say no televisions, no phones. Even this morning when I was making my breakfast, my husband was like, well, this is unbelievable. I don't even know who you are with cooking. And literally, because I learned things from your book, and I was trying to think of breakfast in a way of like really fueling my gut. And I didn't put my phone in front of me. And I just was like, just sit here in peace. Like, you can do this. You don't need to be looking at things, and just eat your meal and almost just have this gratitude and appreciation for what it is and the energy behind it.
It is that pure connection with food, moments, finding moments every day.
Yeah.
To stay in that positive and be aware of what you're actually putting into your body, and eating slowly, being conscious, that pace.
Yeah.
That pace of food, but then building community and sharing with others, sharing moments through food.
Yeah, I agree with that. Is there something about everything you're talking about, that Greek pace of life, the food, the family, the community, that you think naturally regulates the nervous system?
Yeah, I think we start with prayer and gratitude. We light a candle at the table. We start with this beautiful Mediterranean food. So it's a mixture of all, the Mediterranean diet's been studied for 30 years on human studies. Why do people live longer? But we want to live longer, eat foods that are anti-inflammatory, that nurture our bodies. But we want to live longer, but healthfully and happily. Enjoying. I think what's really important is not having this kind of being overly restrictive. And I think being overly restrictive can cause a lot of damage. So it's being okay with eating a beautiful meal, enjoying a glass of red wine, enjoying a glass of champagne, and not being harsh and rigid, being self-aware, but also kind of enjoying these moments.
Yeah. There's something, and there's something much slower about the pace of life abroad. And even when I think about, like, when I travel back, I've traveled to Europe quite extensively, but I even noticed when we've taken our kids in the last few years, our whole family slows down. We slow down. I always tell my husband, we do Europe very well. Like, this should be a normal thing for us. But we do. We slow down. We not that we don't have moments of laughter and joy here at our dinner table, but I don't know. There's something about elongated meals and presence, and there's something about putting your feet on the motherland of Europe. And maybe it's because all of our ancestors and lineage are from there. So we certainly try to recreate that here. But there is something really beautiful about how the nervous system just takes a break from
you feel calm. You feel tranquil. Well, it's the light. It's the sunshine.
From all of those things. And I think it's important that people try to take the European way and integrate it here in America, which I think can be a much faster pace of life by simple things. Me sitting down and having my breakfast and saying, you don't need your phone, Lauren, take a breath and just enjoy your meal.
And I think it's kind of also, we would wake up every Sunday and go to church and get our communion and enjoy our beautiful Sunday lunches with the whole family, and then take a nap. Or fall asleep on the couch.
Oh, I love a good nap.
And then in the afternoon go for a walk, or, maybe swim late in the evening, and not have to have a strict, rigid, yes, it's great being a Virgo and being organized and having everything perfect, but some days it's okay not to, stick to the timing. You can have a late lunch and a nap, fall asleep, wake up, go for a walk, go for a swim. We swim. I was in Greece last week. We were swimming till 8, 9 o'clock. We were having dinner at 10.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I agree. There's attributes of being a Virgo that we can rule the world. And there are more times than not where I'm like, slow down, Lauren, slow down. Like we need to calm things down.
It's this connection, sharing, honoring food, and it's that pace.
Yeah. If someone wanted to adopt one ancient traditional Greek wellness habit tomorrow, what would you tell them?
So we have churches everywhere in Greece. So the churches are always open. In every neighborhood, you'll find a little church. And what I like is to go and light a candle and walk inside the church. I don't stay for too long, but there's something that connects us to something bigger than us.
I love this answer.
And finding that moment, you know. And you could do it at home, but when we light a candle at home, we might have a saint. You know, our names come from saints, so we honor our saints, we honor our ancestors, our grandparents. You know, we connect with even, you know, if somebody's passed, we call our cemetery the sleep center, for example. So, you know, we honor that there's something on the other side. And we connect with the mind, the body, our soul. So I think that little ritual of lighting that candle, if you can go to a Greek church, great. Why not? It doesn't matter.
Yep. I was not expecting this to be your answer. And I think it is so beautiful and so spiritual. And they actually say that spirit is very attracted to candlelight. And I do think there's something very magical about it that does connect us to the other side, something much bigger than us.
It's a sacred, it's a sense of, I light a candle. It's a spiritual, I feel my soul, I feel my body. Yeah. It's one and the same. Whatever that is. It's sacred for me.
Yes. Whatever that is, that moment and that energy that I can feel as you're talking about it, I think is very real. I want to talk about osteopathy. For people unfamiliar with osteopathy, how would you explain what makes it different?
So osteopathy takes an integrative, holistic approach to medicine. So we want to take a whole view of how the person's eating, how they're feeling. We really take a full case history from your childhood, how you were born. Did you go through C-section? Were you breastfed? Were you connected to your parents? Was there trauma? Did something happen? Was there change in your environment that caused some imbalance? Where we understand the nervous system, which runs up and down your spine.
And the spine,
I think what's really important now with osteopathy is it's now validated by science, modern science. So we talk about the cardiovascular nervous system and we talk about the lymphatic nervous system, but osteopathy, acupuncture talks about the third circulatory bodily system, the interstitium. I don't know if a couple of weeks ago, it's probably 2 months ago now, there was an article in the New York. The New York Times talked about the interstitial fluid, which talks about the actual third circulatory system. So we want people to feel this is real. We talk about the flow of energy, the chi, but now this is something that's validated by doctors in modern science.
Right.
So people talk about, oh, I do Pilates, or I see my physical therapist and I hydrate my fascia. But actually I had some acupuncture. I went to see an osteopath who assessed my musculoskeletal system and realized I was out of alignment, realized there was a blockage in my spine that was causing this anxiety or insomnia, or maybe my feet are flat. So it's really a whole way of looking at the body.
This is so my language and you are so my people. You were even saying that abroad, I don't know if it's specifically England or most countries in Europe, that it is very common that everyone has an osteopath in addition to their primary. Is that true?
Yes. So a general practitioner, your GP in England, will also refer you to an osteopath to make sure, well, as soon as you're born, there's craniosacral osteopathy, which is a non-invasive tool, a way of treating children, newborn babies, feeling that third bodily circulatory system with a hands-on treatment. This is manual therapy. And actually, everybody, I worked at the Integrated Medical Center when I first started in England, and everybody would see the general practitioner, get their blood tests, would see the osteopath, maybe go see an acupuncturist, their OBGYN. So it's preventative, but it's a holistic, integrative
and it's such a way of
looking.
life from the beginning. Even the word osteopathy to me feels so regarded and so respected. Here in the US, I think we have terms like functional medicine, integrative practitioner, holistic, and they definitely hold weight. But I think in the US, we are definitely behind and maybe catching up a little bit in terms of the value and the importance of this. And I wish in the US that it was that you had to have an osteopath out of the gate. What first drew you to osteopathic medicine?
So my mom was ahead of the game. She was a yoga teacher. She was doing Reiki. My dad was a tennis coach. But funnily enough, it was the librarian in my school.
I love that.
Her son went to study osteopathy in England.
Divinely placed right in your life.
And I was sporty, and she was like, Vicky, you're so sporty. You're always talking about the body. On Sunday school, I would take care of elderly people. You know, I do Girl Scouts, and then we'd go to the church in Greece. We would take care of elderly or take care of disabled kids, take them pony riding. So there was all this care and being in service, helping others. And until that librarian, she kind of planted that seed in my brain. And I went to study osteopathy and then, you know, got my master's degree, became a pain management expert. I was like, wow, because you couldn't study osteopathy in Greece.
When I was reading about you, I was like, do I need to go back and get my master's and do all this? I think it's unbelievable.
It's never too late.
It's never too late with the ideas that I have in my head. What have your hands taught you that no textbook ever could?
So I'm always guided by my hands. It's been nearly 30 years of experience. So I don't think any textbook can teach me what my hands, the experience I've had, the hands-on experience of listening to my hands and being guided. And, you know, in Greece at Cape Sunio, where I've created the spa menu at the hotel in Cape Sunio, when I'm training the staff, I'm like, try to empty yourself. Before you actually touch somebody, empty yourself and just allow your hands to guide you. Let them dance on the person's body.
Oh, I love that.
You know, feel that flow of energy. Because sometimes you're like, okay, you know, this person's suffering with neck pain and they've got a stiff jaw, but actually my hands will guide me to go closer to their hips because they might have some leg length difference or pelvic floor instability, and they might have something where my hands are like, Vicky, you step away from the area of pain. Look away from the area of pain. Check the whole body.
Right.
How is this, do they have flat feet? Is there a leg length? I muscle test. So before I start my treatment, after I've taken a full case history and listened to the pain, because we're kind of like pain investigators.
Yeah.
We have to understand, where is this pain coming from?
Right, because where the pain is screaming might just be where its voice is being heard, but it might not be the source.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's unbelievable. Let your hands dance over the body. I was listening when I was doing all my research before coming. I was listening to a podcast that you did with Gwyneth Paltrow, and she was sharing how that when you are physically in a session, how you release, how you will sometimes, you'll burp or you'll take these deep breaths. What do you think that is? Do you think that's the energy transmuting and it's how your body releases it?
I think what happens sometimes, and every person's different and everybody's pain is different, but I combine a few things with visualization, meditation. And my hands will guide me in an area. Maybe somebody's got some shoulder pain. Or my hands will go into their abdominal area and I'm on their liver or their abdominal area. And they'll take deep breaths, and I'll go into this rhythm of breath work with them, and I'll go into a visualization meditation. But sometimes I have to release that because burping, the patient might burp, the patient might yawn. This is all part of calming down the nervous system. But sometimes it's blocked so much that I feel everything and I have to release it.
Yeah.
And then the patient will actually start mimicking that movement, that breath work, the burp. They might cry, they might laugh. It's all part of, you know, we live in this fight or fright. We're always anxious, but when you rest and digest and start to pause and be breathing properly and using your diaphragm, you might release a burp or a gas.
I think that also speaks to the safety that a patient feels when they're with the right healer, where they feel safe enough where their body can do things like this. I think that's incredible. We touched upon it a little just now, but you said that pain isn't the enemy, it's our most powerful teacher. How do we begin to see pain differently?
I think we mustn't be afraid of pain. We need pain. I say brokenness is openness. We need that survival. We need resilience. We need to build resilience. We fall down, we get up again, and we fight. But sometimes, and I think society now is more curious. People want to talk about their physical pain that could be due to something emotional that happened, and they want to connect the dots. And for me, when I started in England, my aha moment of pain was when I had this ballerina at the Royal Ballet School, and I would work with her, and every couple of weeks she would get a sprained ankle and pop in and be like, Vixer the fixer, she used to call me. Can you take my ankle and get me back on stage? And I'd be like, what's happening here? I'll be holding on to her ankle, and I would be on that acupressure point of the ankle that connects with her pelvic floor. And I was like, now, you've been spraining your ankle every 3 months.
That's not normal.
That is not normal. This is becoming chronic now. What is your body trying to teach us? I'm on your pelvic floor area, the acupressure point on your foot that connects. Because the body's like a map, and the foot, reflexology, is like a foot of the whole body. It's like a map of the whole body. So I got to her pelvic floor and I said, when did you last have a period? And she said, actually, maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, while she's, drinking a Diet Coke, eating a Kit Kat, popping some ibuprofen.
And probably already insanely strained with food restriction, being a ballerina.
She's like, actually. And I said, well, okay, obviously, we can send you to the gynecologist and check if you're pregnant or anything. But I was like, what is your body trying to signal here? Are you happy in your relationship? What is happening to you? She said, well, actually, I'm dating somebody who unfortunately was going to leave his wife, but he's not. So I'm heartbroken. I'm still in love with him. And I said, well, we've got to get to the root of the problem. Because it's when somebody's going through pain, and emotional pain that's manifesting physically, and there's, an area where you really have to layers. You have
peeling back an onion.
You got to peel that onion, get deep to the root of the problem. And first, understand that you are your own powerful teacher. So pain is good because pain is here to teach you something. And for somebody, it might be spraining their ankle and they're in an unhappy relationship with the wrong person. Somebody, it might be that, yes, they have to go back and check their pelvic floor because that area is blocked, and that's something, they've forgotten that they haven't seen the gynecologist for a year or two. They haven't had an ultrasound, and maybe, this pain now in their ankle is connected.
So I think often, especially here in the US, when there's pain, people immediately think something is wrong. And often I'll say, nothing is wrong. Everything is actually right. This is your opportunity to go in and do
uncover your truth, the true layers of pain.
Yes, your body doesn't want to be in pain. Your body is always fighting for us. It's always on the team with us. But we've been ignoring the symbols. It's very fascinating. Can you sense when someone's pain is emotional versus physical? Do you find you have to do that more in the unwinding and the storytelling? Or can you immediately, when you're in a session with someone, energetically know, no, this isn't like a structural, can you sense that?
So for me, the mind-body connection is psychosomatic. So psycho, soul, psyche. Soma, body, is one and the same. I can't separate the soul, the heart, the mind, and the body. It's one. So I listen to people's stories of pain, and usually once they start uncovering their truth about their pain, they're uncovering the truth about their story, where they are in life. And it's creating that self-awareness. So pain can, sometimes be an acute overstrain of your neck because you went to the gym, or you're doing something, you're playing boxing and you're overdoing it, or you're not finding that balance and you're not aware. So again, for me, it's one and the same. I can't separate that. I need to obviously ask many questions.
Right, because it can be very, very layered and very...
Obviously, if somebody's, a professional athlete and all of a sudden something happened, we'll get the orthopedic surgeon, get some imaging. I collaborate together with doctors, orthopedic surgeons, gastroenterologists, dietitians. So we have to take a holistic, integrative approach.
Right. And of course, if it's something physical, that has to be addressed physically, whether it be a surgery or whatnot. But if something sprouted, often more so than not, this didn't happen overnight. This has been a slow
and if the pain's lasting more than 3 months, it's not just an acute overstrain.
Right. Yeah. I want to transition to digestive health. I am currently working through healing my gut. I'm in my mid 40s, so I don't know if I'm in like the beginnings of perimenopause or gut, and I'm in a very different chapter of life learning about how all of these things are very much connected. So I'm super intrigued on your thoughts on all of this. Do you believe many digestive issues begin with the nervous system rather than the digestive tract itself?
So the gut, I think treating the GI tract, we call it the second brain for a reason, has 100 trillion neurons more than the brain. So this gut-brain axis has an impact on our overall health. So people will come, complaining of headaches or insomnia. And now that we're studying, UCLA is studying the gut microbiome, and we see this gut dysbiosis. There's an imbalance there. And we notice people's immune system is not regulated. Their metabolism's not regulated. Their nervous system's not regulated. There's inflammation. They're not sleeping. They're moody. Their mental clarity. So we can't ignore the gut.
Yeah.
And for me, the gut health is very important.
So it's like if there's a breakdown in the gut health, there can immediately be a breakdown in your nervous system and your mental wellness.
Yes.
Yeah. What are some of the emotional patterns you've repeatedly seen show up in people with chronic gut issues? So maybe from a perspective of like, let's say somebody isn't even thinking that their gut isn't even a factor. Do you see emotional patterns?
Yes. So we obviously want but we look at the Bristol stool chart.
Yep.
So we want people to show us or to tell us about their gut movement. So we like a snake-like shape.
Normal brown consistency. And
type 4,
Type 4. And for people listening, the Bristol stool chart is very similar to what like a GI map or a gut tumor might show, because I talk about that a lot too.
Okay, great.
But go ahead.
So regular bowel movement. If people don't have regular bowel movement and they don't have the clarity, they're constipated and they're bloated and they have headaches and they're not feeling that mental clarity, they might have mood changes. They might not be sleeping well. So we want to look at the general well-being of the gut.
Right.
So we want to look at food, our relationship with food, our relationship with movement. Again, always looking at, are you moving your body?
Yeah.
Are you doing your 10,000 steps? Are you eating foods? So we could take a food log, a food diary. We like to ask people to look at what they're eating and how they're feeling and connect the dots.
Yeah.
It's really important every day. Yes, Hippocrates said food is medicine.
Yep.
But how we nurture ourselves and how our bowels are regulated are going to affect our mood and our decisions.
Yeah, I agree. And even when it comes to the bowels, are you fully emptying out, or are we just having quick experiences here? Like, I think it all matters. Your intestines are very long, And I think about that often. I was even thinking about this morning when I was eating a kiwi, because they would say like 1 to 2 kiwis
a day for the constipation diet. Yes, I do 2 eggs a day or 2 kiwis a day. You can wash them, try to get the organic one, eat the skin.
I'm learning about
fiber.
this.
All that fiber is so important, because we see so many people suffer with bloatedness.
Yeah.
And of course, perimenopause, menopause.
It slows things down, doesn't it?
Everything, yes. Obviously, the inflammation increases.
So do you think you can get through the perimenopause years when things are chemically changing and things are slowing down by more intentionally eating? Is that an effective way to balance it?
I think you've got to start with the gut.
Yeah, like that has to be in check before anything else.
But again, to reduce inflammation.
Yeah.
So first, your bowels have to be moving. Also, you have to be moving your body. Also, sleeping, 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
And again, that holistic integrative approach. There's no miracles.
Yeah, there are no miracles. And
you have to do the work. You have to lift the weights.
You have to do the work. You have to lift the weights. And my integrative practitioner that I work with, because we talk like, I am open to whatever as I transition into these journeys. And she's like, Lauren, I will not put you when that time comes to any hormones unless your gut is in check, unless your thyroid is perfect. She said, because this isn't just like a one size fits all. All these little puzzle pieces matter. And it's very important that what's underneath the hood of the car is functioning optimally, like as you transition through these phases. What is one simple practice people can do before eating that could improve digestion?
I like to go for walks before and after dinner. Mm-hmm. So for me, I do prepare, obviously, a beautiful dining table, set the table, and I do drink lots of water with lemon, and I like my Greek mountain tea. So, obviously, I like to hydrate, but I do like to go for a walk.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit for a very long meal. Again, it's a Greek way. I think we kind of go for walks, we'll walk on the beach, we'll go for a swim, shower, get ready, have a beautiful meal, have a beautiful glass of wine. Again, finding those moments to move your body before you eat, it's kind of a natural thing to do.
Yeah, I love that. And I don't think people realize how effective walking is. I'm kind of like coming back into that in the season of life I'm in, like getting the 10,000 steps. I'm also walking on an incline quite a bit, because that can be effective in like keeping your cortisol
watching your knees as well.
Yes,
sometimes you don't want people going too fast on a treadmill, hurting themselves. And you can walk out and be in nature.
Yeah.
But again, I think for me, it's when I know I'm going to sit down and have a beautiful meal, I prefer to walk to a restaurant.
I love that. And it
now
also feels good in the body too. So sometimes I'll share with people that food either fuels or fights disease. What are foods that are harmful for our bodies, and what are foods that we should be consuming more of?
So I'm big on polyphenols. Mm-hmm. And we can talk about Saint Supply. We can get into that. But I think, again, Mediterranean food, fresh Mediterranean diet. I don't know if you've seen the Mediterranean pyramid, where, the Mediterranean diet is really the only anti-inflammatory diet that's been studied on humans for more than 30 years or longer, probably, and why people live longer.
Mm-hmm. Is it the only diet that's been studied on humans? Does that mean that other diets are like mainly
why people live longer, looking and understanding what foods and what are the antioxidants, the polyphenols in food, specific compounds, biomarkers in food that can nurture us.
Very interesting.
That are linked to reducing inflammation, cardiovascular, heart health, helping our brain function.
Yep.
That's why we say food is medicine.
Yeah.
But now we know we have the data, the literature, that's been studied on these polyphenols, these unique phytonutrients, plant-based phytonutrients that act as antioxidants. But I generally feel if we can get rid of the sugars, the whipped creams and too much ice creams, for me, eating a Greek yogurt or a sheep's or goat's yogurt with some walnuts and a spoon of honey, that's like it could be my breakfast, it could be my dinner, it could be my dessert. So I always I've learned throughout the years to get rid of sugars, the refined sugars, not too much candy. Like, of course, I'll eat a dark piece of chocolate, and I love that, or a beautiful bowl of berries,
Yep.
which again, lots of polyphenols, antioxidants. But it's the olive oil. It's eating this fresh food. It's eating, a big salad with less red meat. So colorful foods that come from the ground, plant forward, legumes, nuts and seeds, and trying to eat foods first that, instead of a big piece of steak. Yes, I do love my grass-fed organic lamb.
But why is that? Is it because it's harder for the body to break down? It's just heavier?
I think there are certain foods that increase inflammation.
I think meat is one of them for me. In fact, my gut tumor and my test told me that. It referenced eating every other food other than meat. And I'm like, shit.
Was it specific on pork, or was it more white meat?
It was fish. And it was specific fishes. Yes. It was chicken, lots of veggies, very Mediterranean. So it's not lost on me that this is all happening, that you're entering my world, Vicky, all at this time. It's not lost on me. But it is interesting. It's interesting on the meat. And also when you reference the sugars, I've noticed lately that I am experiencing bloating when I eat a candy or something with sugar. And it's fascinating to me because when I'm going for my first colonoscopy next month.
Fantastic.
And when I told the gastro this, she said, that's very interesting. She said, I'm going to do an endoscopy on you as well, and we'll take a biopsy to see your gut microbiome might not have the enzymes to break down the sugars, or your gut might not be populated enough to handle what is going on. So I am so fascinated by all this stuff. So I guess the colonoscopy is going to check me from the bottom up. The endoscopy will check me from the top down. And I was like, well, what's in between? So she's like, you can actually come back. You can swallow a pill and it'll check.
The camera.
Yes.
I know, it's fantastic.
I mean, I'm into all this stuff.
Yes.
So I was like, well, sign me up. I'm coming back to swallow.
Well, if you have to think, the gut is the second brain, and we're learning so much more about disease, inflammation, heart health, Alzheimer's. We're learning that, these polyphenols, these that are going to help your gut microbiome and balance. It's all about balance, isn't it? And for you, you're very young and healthy, and some people might have family history of, colorectal cancer. But I want people to honor their body and honor doing a test like this, because maybe you'll have a clear reading and they'll say, come back in 10 years.
Right.
But if they do find a polyp, or if they do find something that's precancerous, again, it's preventative.
Right. I want to talk about cow's milk. Americans love it, while other countries and cultures prefer goat and sheep milk, as it is supposed to be more gentle on digestion. What is your stance on dairy overall?
So I think what's important is most of the population, big number of most populations have lactose intolerance. So listen to your body, see how you feel. And of course, if you could speak to a registered dietitian and check if you're lactose intolerant, because if you're bloated and then you're constipated and then you're moody and you're suffering, you could switch a few things, or maybe try some lactose-free milk, lactose-free yogurt, get the psyllium husk, get some chia seeds, get some fiber, some soluble fiber to help move your bowel.
Loving that.
Because I don't know how you feel, but because you're obviously now investigating, and you've become your own pain investigator for your gut.
It's interesting. I love dairy. I want to eat dairy. My body doesn't do well with it. Or at least the season of life that I'm in, I find it bloats me, and I think it causes some inflammation, like low level, that I'm not aware of. That kind of keeps things in, a higher state of just inflammatory, which I don't think is good. I know a lot of people who do very, very well on dairy. I know people who do extremely well on raw dairy.
Yes, they may be the population that come from Holland and the Dutch, because that part of the world, they're fine with lactose and butters and creams.
And I think there's nutritional benefits for those who can withstand it. I'm so curious though. So let's say if you do testing or colonoscopy or whatever you do, you're working with a registered dietitian, can you heal yourself through that to where you can eventually get to a place? Is that maybe a sign that maybe there is some imbalance, or is it more so that you actually just, your constellation as a human just doesn't do well with it? Can you heal yourself through it and then get back to it?
I think certain people go through phases. For me, I got rid of the cow's milk because, again, it would bloat me. I'm okay with goat's yogurt and sheep's yogurt, and that doesn't bloat me.
Yep.
So for me, I think it's important to look at your family history, where you come from. You know, I have a lot of patients at the moment and clients from all over the world suffering with autoimmune disease, and it can start in the gut. We see a big rise in IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, but we need to get to the root of the problem.
Right.
So with the help of a registered dietitian, if you can go for a colonoscopy as well, and you know, functional medicine looks at the whole picture.
Yeah, because I was sharing with you just before that, when I go for my colonoscopy, I shared with her that dairy bloats me. So when she does the endoscopy, she's going to take a biopsy to see if I'm missing enzymes. And then that would be a way where I can intentionally support my body if I choose to have dairy or whatnot, or maybe it's just what my system needs long term.
Yeah, that friendly bacteria that's not going to cause pain or bloatedness, but people shouldn't suffer.
Yeah.
They can ask for help.
Yeah.
You know, there's different ways of you can desensitize yourself. You can look at certain foods.
Yep.
Take them out for the certain amount of time and then reintroduce slowly and see how you feel.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting? Someone once said to me, and this like makes me chuckle. They once said to me, "We are the only species that drinks another species' milk." Isn't that wild when you think about it like that? Like, we don't give cows, goats, and sheep our breast milk.
I know.
I was like, isn't that wild? But I was like, I'm going to trust that the universe put these animals to serve a purpose. I'm just going to leave it there. But I do think it's funny when you think about it that way. I want to talk about the nervous system. Everyone talks about nervous system regulation, including me. I think it is the number one most important thing in wellness. The reality is your body will never heal if you constantly feel like you are being chased by a tiger. What does nervous system regulation mean to you?
So for me, every day before I wake up, I have to take a moment, be grateful, do my Greek prayers, or start a visualization meditation mixed with some breath work. So I think, you know, getting up fast and rushing, obviously if there's a day where, you know, something's happened, I just try to take moments of, so I charge my phone in the bathroom. I don't want the phone next to me. It's my alarm, so I'll hear it. I usually wake up before the alarm anyway. But I set an intention. I do this with my patients. I set an intention to help them regulate, find purpose, meaning, go deeper into understanding this holistic, integrated way of looking at the body. Obviously, as an osteopath, I teach the breath work, and I think it's important for people to get their third bodily system, get their spines realigned, either do craniosacral, either go for acupuncture, find tools, if they can't do it on their own, because it's hard, you know, it's easier when somebody guides you.
Right. Just
tell me what to do. Craniosacral,
right.
They're guiding you, they're hydrating your fascia, they're helping you, you know, even getting maybe a foam roll. And hydrating your fascia and stretching first thing in the morning and just being mindful of, you know, what am I doing every day? A step into wellness every day to self-heal, self-care. What am I doing every day for self-care, for my mind, my body, my heart, my soul? Am I walking? Am I going outside in nature? You know, you've got this beautiful barn, beautiful home where you're surrounded by nature. Walking outside, gardening, being close to nature, being outside in the sun. There's ways, simple things.
Simple.
You don't have to, you know, go to extremes. It's the simple things that are more authentic, that are close to nature. Food is medicine. Nature is medicine.
It really is. It really is. I always say to people, if you can't get out of your head, you have to get into nature and get into something much bigger than you. Because in preparation for our interview today and after reading your book, I want you to know that I took my dry brush back out. My skin has never felt so soft. So I'm like, wow, we need to stick with this. And I have noticed in the last few mornings, I've opened my windows to just hear the birds chirp. They also say when birds chirp, it means they feel safe. And this morning, I actually came out here when I was rehearsing, and I opened my barn doors and I sat in front. It was a little darker, and I did a couple Kundalini movements.
Beautiful.
And I finished it with some somatic pendulation.
I love it.
And I thought to myself, all I had to do was open my windows to hear the birds chirp. I dry brushed and I did a couple Kundalini and pendulation motions. I felt so grounded in my body. And I was like, this is very real.
It's your attitude of
Yes.
gratitude, but it's that mindset.
Yes.
You didn't have to, drink a coffee with 3 spoons of sugar.
Right.
You connected, you were self-aware, you
Yep.
connected with yourself, your home,
Yep.
nature, and you came back
To me,
to you.
in a really peaceful, beautiful way that was easy and really I didn't need a lot of things to do it. So thank you for reminding me of that. And I want to send that reminder from us to everyone who's listening.
Simple things.
Simple
Every day,
things.
do one thing for yourself. And some people love pickleball or they love tennis or golf.
Right.
But if even a walk or even just some breathing exercises, I do the 5 Tibetan poses, which are in my
Yeah,
book.
I'm familiar.
And then I combine it with a visualization meditation and a gratitude prayer. And I tell you, it sets me off for the day.
I love that. When you do your visualization meditation, do you talk in future tense that everything already executed, or do you talk in wishing?
So I actually scan my body. I close my eyes, and we could do it now. We could do like a gentle one, but
Yeah.
I close my eyes, uncross my legs. Wherever I am in the world, I might be in the car, I might be here. I close my eyes and I shed white light all over my whole being. I actually go into my third eye. So behind that space, behind your eye sockets, and then I breathe that energy. So I connect with my breath. I become aware of the chair. I take a few deep breaths. I breathe in love and I breathe out anything that isn't love. And I do nostril breathing because that tends to calm my nervous system. So breathing in and out from my nose only. And I just become aware of the space that my breath is creating. So I tell myself, thank you, body. Thank you to the universe. Thank you, God, whatever people believe in. But I visualize my breath being massaged, my breath moving from the bottom of my feet, through my knees, through my joints, through my spine to my head. And I go into my third eye. And I find a happy memory as a little girl. I go back to Greece with my mom and grandmother in the kitchen cooking all this beautiful, yummy food. And then I see myself very fast. So I go back into my favorite beach and I see myself swimming in the water. And I see the freedom in my heart, my soul, my mind. I connect with the water. I see myself floating. The sun is shining, so that visualization, again, with nature, nurturing my body, saying thank you, body, breathing in, finding that stillness, and then I come out of the water, and then I open my eyes and come back into this space. And it's like a little reset.
I mean, I just went on a journey. Yeah.
So it's just connecting
Yes.
with where you are,
Yes.
your breath, gratitude. And this was a quick one.
That was beautiful.
But
I just went
reset,
right with you on all of that.
So all you need to do is breathe in love, breathe out anything that isn't love.
Yeah.
Because we carry so much.
Yes.
And we carry family history, we carry trauma, we carry pain. But where are we today?
Yeah.
And what can we do today to move forward,
Yeah.
to help ourselves with some self-love and self-care?
I love that.
Wherever we are in the world.
That was beautiful. I literally I was swimming in the ocean with you. What are the first signs someone is living in chronic fight or flight?
So again, gut health, gut balance, gut regulation is important. Lack of sleep, if they're waking up.
I guess the mind's spinning.
Yeah. And I think it's the dialogue. What are you telling? What's that? You said you were dry brushing this morning, but were you also looking in the mirror and saying thank you to your body?
Yeah.
I'm doing something to get stronger and build that resilience and be well as a mom, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, as, what am I doing every day? And it's that dialogue. So gut health, if there's imbalances, if, if your bowels are not moving, reach out to a registered dietitian, talk to your functional doctor, osteopath, primary care physician.
Yeah.
But be mindful.
Yeah.
Of what is going on. Like, become your own pain investigator.
Yeah.
If you're not moving your body and your bowels are not moving and you're not sleeping and you're getting these palpitations and you're anxious, you're going to go into the negative.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed for me, when I thought about this question, for me, I was operating for probably quite a few years. I noticed I was holding my breath a lot. And I was like, that's not normal. It was probably from a lot of traumatic loss that I had where I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. But it took noticing that to realizing, wait a second, Lauren, like you're actually so restrictive and so tight in your breath that at that point in time, that's when I started to like really take notice of my breath. And I'll just take a moment.
And also take a moment to, if something's going on for too long, you're getting the palpitations, your chronic pain is increasing, you're starting to get headaches or migraines or jaw pain, and you go to a gym and you stretch or you see a physical therapist, talk to somebody about it. Are you more stuck in the physical?
Right.
Is it shortness
like, are you
of
physically
breath?
locked up? Right.
Are you locked up? Are you in pain and you're ignoring it?
Right.
Is it more unhappy thoughts? Is it that dialogue that's negative, constant
Right.
dialogue with yourself?
Yeah.
What are you doing for your nervous system? What are you doing every day to feel calm?
Right.
Are you even aware?
Right, exactly. Are you even aware? Just like I wasn't aware that I was literally holding my breath. So you touched upon a few things that I think my next question was going to ask, what happens inside the body when we're never truly relaxed? And I think you answered some of them. Are you going to the bathroom? Are you experiencing headaches and tension? Are you locked up in the body? When you're not relaxed, perhaps it shows us a lot of tension in the body. What does feeling safe actually look like or feel like in the body? Because I don't even know if people even know that. I don't even know if people even realize like, oh, wait, if I feel this way, that's a sign of like safety and nervous system regulation. So,
well, there's a mind-body connection. We talked about physical, emotional, spiritual well-being, that triad of healing.
Yeah.
And I think people need to be authentic, genuine, be aware, take moments to honor their feelings. And again, as we talked previously, not having these strict rules.
Yeah.
It's okay not to be okay. Ask for help. If you're going towards perimenopause and you're getting these palpitations and you're not sleeping, speak to an endocrinologist, look at your hormones, check your thyroid, talk to a dietitian. Why are your bowels not moving? Look at that holistic integrative approach. How I eat, how I feel, how I sleep.
Yeah.
So to feel safe is to have that self-awareness, to have rituals of resilience every day. We talked about this holistic Greek way of living, but people live longer because they have a community where they share their pain.
Yeah.
They go for a coffee and the coffee takes an hour or two, and they talk about their husbands or they talk about their feelings, they talk about their pain.
Right.
But create a community where you talk about your feelings and share.
Right. Get it out, release it.
Get it out.
And I think when you feel that way, like, and I know when I feel my best physically, when things are moving out of the body, when I feel clean, lean, and intentional with what I'm putting into my body, I feel a sense of like a deep weighted grounding in me. It almost feels expansive in my soul.
You're lighter. You feel lighter. There's a freedom in your heart, your soul.
Yes.
But again, if people can visit an osteopath or do some craniosacral healing or visit an acupuncturist to remember that yumminess, that feeling where you're in balance.
Yeah, it's so true. When you're in alignment.
In alignment.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel people are now, the society is craving has that curiosity and wants to peel the layers, to not live in that, unhappy, unsafe space.
Yeah, I agree. I want to talk about your book, The Body Doesn't Lie, which I just finished and I loved. I often will say to people that the body whispers before it screams. The universe will either give you a feather or a hammer. If we learn to listen to the whispers, we may never have to endure the scream. On this notion of feeling safe and expansive in your body, can you share more about your 3-step framework that you share in your book, The Body Doesn't Lie? Of course, we want everyone to read it, and there's so much juicy detail. But if you can give like a sense of the journey you take people through and why they should read it.
So the 3-step: reflect what's causing pain, or who is the pain in the neck in your life. Physical or emotional pain, again.
Ain't that the truth? Take an assessment of who you spend your time with.
Because we know, like, what is my body feeling? If this person walks into the office and I'm not feeling safe or uncomfortable, this is not right for me. Yeah. What can I do to change this? We talked about feeling safe.
Yes.
So if you are in pain, who is the pain in the neck in your life? Or are you clenching your jaw? Maybe your bite is out of alignment. So again, becoming your own pain investigator, depending which part of your body you're in pain.
Yep.
Okay? If it's your neck, investigate. Go back to your primary care physician. Are you low in vitamin D? Is there something in your hormones? Is your neck pain now a signal that something is off in your thyroid or parathyroid? Is it your bone density? Or is it your low vitamin D? Okay. Now, if you're getting headaches, clenching your jaw, or if you're getting hives, obviously you need to investigate further, because this pain is a signal that may be something you've forgotten, that in your family history, there's rheumatoid arthritis. And now this pain is here. For example, I've seen many cases of young women in their 20s suffering with pelvic floor pain, suffering with headaches, suffering with IBS. And we end up having to talk to an extensivist, a primary care physician who goes deeper. Maybe a functional medicine doctor will have time to spend with you to understand and listen to your pain.
Right.
We want everybody to feel safe. They shouldn't be in pain.
Yeah.
Especially more than 2-3 months of a headache, jaw pain, neck pain, or somebody who's constipated or has pelvic floor pain.
Yep.
Investigate further. Ask questions. Ask your general practitioner, your primary care physician. Maybe you need an endocrinologist for your thyroid. Maybe a rheumatologist, because this pain could be a sign of something autoimmune. We've seen a rise in, POTS and Sjogren's and EDS, mast cell activation syndrome. So we see now there's things that were brewing
over time
are coming up to the surface.
Yep.
So it could be as simple as, yes, I have neck pain and I need a Tempur-Pedic pillow. So as you go through the book was helping people become their own pain investigator.
Okay. Love that.
As we scan through the body. And so reflect on what's causing pain, but to be able to release it, find tools. We talked about meditation, Epsom salt baths, calm your nervous system, try acupuncture, or, try moving your body, do something that keeps you in that positive to be able to release the pain. Or some people need to go to the gym or play tennis or sweat it out, but do something for your body
to work it through.
And then to radiate, the 3rd step. When I was thinking about radiate, find your passion and purpose. And what are we here for? We're here to give back. We all have a gift.
Yep.
And sometimes you're in the wrong relationship, you're in an unhappy marriage, and you sprain your ankle or your neck hurts. But sometimes you're in an unhappy environment at work and you're not thriving.
Yeah.
You're not living this, your
soul's
freedom.
Not lighting up.
Yes, this freedom.
Yeah.
This freedom in your heart, your soul. You're not in your element. You haven't found your passion, your purpose. You're not giving back. And your body's there to remind you that we all deserve to find that passion, that purpose, and give back to others.
Yeah, I think this last portion is my favorite, the radiate. And I think you are very much living your passion in your life. And I feel very grateful to be living my passion in life. And I think it's wild when you are locked in and living your passion, your soul feels like it's been set on fire in the best way. You feel alive. It's like, I don't know. It's
a freedom in your soul.
It's like soul work. It's like, it's why you're here. It's just, I wish that for everyone. I truly wish that for everyone.
And listen, I've gone through a lot of pain as well, and it's
Same.
I've built that resilience, and
Same.
And no matter what, I know I'm here. I'm forward thinking. I'm honest. I'm here to help others.
Yes.
Find that positive, find that purpose.
I think it's beautiful. There's a few things in your book that caught my attention. I noticed in the beginning, tomatoes were listed as something to reflect on and potentially remove in the beginning as you're pulling foods. Why is that?
So for me, yes, when I used to suffer with a lot of eczema. The book, obviously, I wrote years and years ago. That was probably 10, 15 years ago. I'm working on a second book now. But for me, I had to get rid of tomatoes. I had to get rid of orange juice. I had to get rid of a lot of foods that were causing bloatedness and inflammation. I had gone to a homeopath in England, and he had checked certain foods, and that was
one of them.
But after years and years, I was able to start eating them cooked. It didn't cause bother. I had to get rid of the sugars first and the inflammatory foods, and then realized that it wasn't really the tomato. So it took years of trying certain things.
Yeah.
Because I used to get the eczema and I used to get the itchiness.
So interesting, because that caught my attention, because tomato is on my list as being something to be mindful of. But I'm like, don't take...
But if I cooked the tomatoes, I was okay.
Yeah.
So, and again, it's taken years, but now I'm comfortable with a Greek salad.
I'm like,
all I need is a Greek salad.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, I even went through a phase where green peppers, for example, or eggs were causing a little distension, a little bloatedness.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, and in every case, pain is different, but there's always something. And I talked in the book about an endometriosis, an area of pain I had, and I had a cyst.
Yep.
So at the same time while I was going through the endometriosis, I realized that certain foods were
a little triggering,
alerting my body. Yeah.
But I think it's important to note that it might just be temporary.
Yes.
While you're working on healing your gut.
Yes.
Because we really hopefully should be able to eat everything.
And I think also, I remember my dietitian was like, "Are you eating the tomatoes with onions or garlic?" So then looking at combination of foods.
Interesting.
So I think the most important thing for people out there, because obviously I have access to registered dietitians and gastroenterologists at UCLA, and you know, it's something that people have to learn to reach out to other specialists in medicine, not just primary care physicians, dietitians, endocrinologists, functional medicine, but also people who specialize on microbiome and are able to give you a kit that's a stool sample kit, so people can't be scared of things like that as well.
You know what's wild on the colonoscopy I was just thinking about? I had to order the prep kit, you know, to clean out. And I asked the gentleman, I said, should I be getting this from the pharmacy now, or should I wait till closer to date? Like, what's the shelf life on this? And he's like, it's actually good for a year. And I was like, that's disgusting. I said, so you're telling me I have to drink something that's safe to sit on a shelf for a year to see if my colon is healthy? I was like, what is wrong with this system?
Well, they have to clean you out to make sure it's all cleaned properly so they could have a good vision. And as you said, there is that camera, that little pill you can swallow, where they can now see everything. And we're learning so much more with the gut microbiome. And we talked about gut dysbiosis. If there is an imbalance, it will affect your mood. We see it with children who are neurodivergent. We see it with elderly. Once you sort their bowels, they don't feel depressed anymore. They feel safe. You know, they feel they have that safety. So safety, we've used the word feeling safe, but feeling comfortable within your pain and within,
right.
Being self-aware of if you are bloated or constipated,
Right.
reach out for help.
Right.
If you have severe diarrhea or, reach out for help.
Yeah, the word safety has multiple meanings.
Yes.
I'm so curious I've been seeing, we're going to get into olive oil next, but I want your thoughts on, I've been seeing online, obviously flaxseed is very beneficial for hormones and for gut health. And I've been seeing lately, really just a couple women that talked about how they put their flax seeds in warm water.
Yes.
And it creates a gel.
It creates a gel, yes, overnight.
And to drink it.
Yeah, I mean, you can eat it with a spoon because it's not that watery.
Meaning
so
just eat the seeds?
Yeah, so overnight, what I do is 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, the black chia seeds that you can get. You soak them with a bit of water. It starts creating a little gel, so it forms that soluble fiber that helps move your bowels. Then you get those Bristol stool charts.
And it was also saying that because it forms that mucosal lining around the seed, that it then creates like a barrier wall as you're healing your gut. I was like, that's fascinating.
Well, it can provide a lot of, even psyllium husk. A lot of people use that as a fiber to help the digestive system. So it forms.
And that's something you could probably just put like in a smoothie or something.
Yeah, you can put in anything. Yeah. Okay. Or if you don't want to do it with a Greek yogurt, some people add almond milk or coconut milk or.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, you could do 3 tablespoons. Start to do it every night.
Yeah.
And then soak it and have it in the morning. You can add some berries.
I'm gonna do this.
A spoon of honey, which is all good for your gut microbiome.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm gonna do this. I want to talk about Stain Supply. This brand is an absolute vibe. The packaging is stunning. After spending decades helping people, what made you decide that creating a product was the next step? Why olive oil?
So I wanted to create a ritual, a daily ritual for longevity, vitality, resilience, and obviously again, we talk about Mediterranean diet and how it's been studied and why people live longer. And it's really because of these polyphenols in olive oil.
Yeah.
So not all olive oil is the same. And the Living Elixir, our hero product for Saint Supply, which I co-founded with my brother a few years ago. And I teamed up with a gastroenterologist, Dr. Fola May, Professor Fola May, who does all the research for colorectal cancer at UCLA. Phenomenal woman. And a dietitian who's on our advisory board, Nancy Jaffe, who I want you to meet to talk about your gut. And we teamed up and we looked at the data. We tasted this oil. This oil comes from ancient Olympia. It's a rare variety of a high phenolic extra virgin olive oil. So this olive is rare. First of all, it's an organic olive.
And did you know, how did you know to put your eyes on that olive?
Well, it took years of testing different oils in the US.
Okay.
And testing these polyphenols.
Got it.
And for some people who don't know what polyphenols are, I'm sure they've heard polyphenols in coffee, polyphenols in strawberries.
Pomegranates. Yes. Yeah.
Champagne, red wine.
Let's take all those polyphenols. I didn't even know that. Tonight I'm going to be like, oh, yes. Vicky says drink the shams.
Drink the shams and the red wine. So then we looked at what is inside the Living Elixir, and we found oleocanthal. So we found 3 polyphenols, oleocanthal, hydroxytyrosol, and oleacin. And we found that, again, let me go back to explaining, poly means a lot in Greek, and phenols are plant-based phytonutrients.
Okay.
So they act as antioxidants to protect our cells from aging, to protect us from heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's. So these polyphenols, and especially oleocanthal, and when you take a shot of that olive oil, you will feel that peppery kick.
Yes.
Because the oleocanthal is the biomarker, the component that actually acts as an anti-inflammatory.
So even though it burns,
it's good for you.
It's good for you.
You want to feel that peppery kick, because then otherwise there's no health benefits in the olive oil.
So it's almost like the bigger the kick, the higher the polyphenol.
Yes. And also the delayed effect. So when you take the shot, you will feel a bitterness, and that's the antioxidants. Then you will feel the peppery kick in the back of your throat. Some people tear, some people cough, and that's a good sign.
I've coughed before because you're like, holy hell, this is real. Yeah.
And this is strong, but this oleocanthal is your ibuprofen. So the oleocanthal acts as an ibuprofen without the side effects. So it blocks the same pathways as ibuprofen and aspirin.
Interesting.
So we want to put things in our body that matter. So we were like, what can we do to create something that's a daily habit, a daily ritual to stay in the positive, to nurture yourself and actually help from head to toe?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the numbers, if you look at the numbers of the polyphenols and you realize that this is very high, it's got 10 times more polyphenols than a cooking olive oil and you, obviously it's organic and it's 100% extra virgin. We didn't add any pepper or anything in it.
Right, it's just how it
comes from Mother Earth.
It's
from
so
Mother
interesting.
Nature.
It's part of that process because when you have regular olive oil, you don't get that peppery kick. I love that you refer to it as a living elixir. It literally is like a philosophy for you and how you want it to be incorporated into your life as a morning ritual. I think you can sense what it represents to you is it's something more than just nutrition. It's something that needs to be part of your lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a holistic Greek way of living, but it's also being mindful, finding a moment every day where for some, you could take the shot first thing in the morning. That's what I do first thing in the morning.
Before anything else.
Before anything else.
And do you think it coats, like I'm literally envisioning, so you take the shot, it goes down. Do you think it coats?
It coats my stomach and then I don't feel hungry.
So like if somebody has a leaky gut, is this beneficial to take to help calm the inflammation in the gut?
Of course, this is your ibuprofen. It's got the oleocanthal inside.
Yes.
But not only that, it works on from head to toe. Because once you realize that we found squalene or squalane, so it's good for your skin, it's good for your hair, for your wrinkles.
Yeah. You see,
it's good for your energy and your mental clarity, because these polyphenols have been studied on humans for years, and now Harvard and Yale, they're olive oil fanatics at Yale.
they're like just catching
They
up.
give their students 4 tablespoons a day for their mental clarity. And so after taking it for a month or 2 months, people write to me and say, wow, number one, my gut health is perfect. I've got that long Bristol stool chart. Number 4, I don't have headaches anymore.
Interesting.
I'm not bloated. I have that mental clarity. But again, there's no miracle.
Right.
It's a holistic integrative approach. You've got to move your body.
It's a piece to the puzzle.
Exactly. But it's a start. It's a way of saying, what can I do every day? Because honestly, if I don't take that shot, I'm moody, my bowels don't move, and I have joint pain.
Yeah. It's so interesting too, in terms of the cells and the mitochondria. Because they say like, when they talk about cancer studies, and I don't want to overspeak, but there's things that are very connected between your mitochondria and cells and cancer. And so it's very interesting that this can also, penetrate the cells. And you see people who do the olive oil, their skin seems to transition rather quickly.
Yeah. Well, it's the good fats, the vitamin E, the squalene, but most importantly, I think, because their bowels are also moving, because you balance the gut microbiome.
Yeah.
So you reduce the inflammation in the gut.
Yeah.
We have a cardiologist who's jumping on board because he's now seen all his patients, the health of their heart, even though, for years they've been taking certain medications. Now they see a big change in their cholesterol.
Wow.
So we look at those numbers and we look at those trends, and after years of taking something, because these polyphenols, are going to protect your heart, are going to protect your brain.
Yeah.
They're studying these polyphenols to see that the plaque in the brain, the plaque in the heart, So we're learning so much more about, again, going back to why food is medicine.
Yep.
So I got excited because I was doing this, in Greece, drinking olive oil. My grandparents,
Right. As
obviously,
tradition.
bless them, my ancestors are probably, they didn't know Harvard, Yale, and UCLA are testing, polyphenols for the sharpness of the brain,
Right.
or gut microbiome, or this is affecting your mood, or this is affecting a kid who could be on the spectrum and they're constipated, and that's going to affect their mentality, their mental health. So I feel I'm proud because we looked at the data, we looked at the literature, and we have the science now to show that these polyphenols, need to be, this Saint Supply needs to be in everybody's home. Some people have it in the bathroom. So they wake up, they take a shot first thing in the morning, then they brush the teeth.
I actually thought about that as keeping in my bathroom.
Yeah.
So,
Some people have it in the gym because they want to do it after their workout. Some people add it in their smoothie. It's for everybody, for your kids, for, elderly. It's for everybody. And there's no right or wrong way of taking it. You just want to consume it daily. This is not a cooking oil. You don't want to fry your eggs with this. This is pure, high-phenolic, organic drinking extra virgin, or Evo as they call it, because it's a popular
I
thing.
think what I love about what you're doing behind this and the brand is the team that you've built around it and the science, because there are many olive oil brands that you see getting pushed all over social media, and I immediately question them. I'm like, why are you pushing this? Are you pushing this because you're getting paid for it? Like it does not feel, it doesn't feel safe to me. And just because you're showing me before and after pictures, I don't know if I trust that. So I love that this brand really has the science and really has educated people who kind of straddle both sides of the fence, both the functional and osteopathy side and also the biology side. So I think that's really, really smart that you're going about it in this way.
And we know where we harvest.
Right.
We know it's nutrient dense.
Right.
We know so each drop is the juice of one olive.
Oh, wow.
So it's very precious.
Yeah.
And we pick them, end of September, when it's a very high polyphenolic potency, where when you bite that little baby green olive, your lips will go numb. You feel that peppery kick. It's powerful.
Wow.
So we have an agronomist, we have a team, an amazing team. We have a sommelier of olive oil.
Love that.
So we say cheers to health and longevity, because we know we're nurturing our gut and realizing we're transparent, and we know we have 10
And you're
times
proud
more.
of what you're putting out there.
Yes.
Which is authentic and I think very powerful. Why do you believe consistency matters more than perfection when it comes to wellness?
I think being disciplined and doing something every day as a ritual, you're going to build that resilience. You'll see changes.
Yeah, and I think it takes time to see change. It doesn't happen overnight.
I know.
Just like your health issue didn't happen overnight.
No.
I agree with that. In regards to when doing the olive oil, it doesn't matter when we do it. You could do it morning, noon, or night. Is it better to do it though on an empty stomach?
If you can first thing in the morning.
It's like the first thing that
yes,
hits
and
your
then have a
system.
big glass of water. You can wait. You don't have to eat, or you could enjoy your meal, and if you don't have the luxury of time, you can pour it in a smoothie, you can pour it over your eggs, on your toast, on your popcorn. I mean, it's a drinking olive oil. You just don't want to cook with it.
And if somebody is starting out with this, should they start with a full shot? Should they start with
I think
half a
start
shot?
with half a shot, do a 15 ml every day, see how you feel, and then increase.
Yeah.
Increase every day. Some people like to do it at night. It coats their throat. They have a tablespoon of honey. They sleep like a baby.
Yep.
People feel those polyphenols calming their nervous system.
Yeah.
So in Greece at the spa where we have at Cape Sunio, the ritual is before you start the massage. You take a shot of olive oil, you're relaxing. You could have an abdominal massage. They
I
could
love the
do a
thought of
jaw
that.
release.
Yeah.
So there's no right or wrong. There's no, as
Kinda
long
lean
it's
into what-
consumed daily. Because the studies show if you do something daily,
Right.
it works.
Right.
If not, if you do it once a month,
Right.
it's not going to work.
But lean into what feels right for you.
Yeah, start with half a shot,
Yeah.
15 ml.
And with lemon or without lemon?
The studies show there's no right or wrong. You could take it, every day. Having it with lemon, some people, because they can't take the peppery kick,
Yeah.
adding the lemon, they can drink it easier.
I'm going to see what side of the fence I fall on, because I find
try it all.
sometimes lemons throw me a 2 where I get the like a little bit of an acid.
Acid. Yeah, and if people have acid reflux or they, or they suffer with GERD, we suggest to take it with food.
Take it with
But
food.
even so, the anti-inflammatory properties over time help with all that healing process and support your immune system.
Yeah.
People call me and say, Vicky, since I've been doing your olive oil, I don't get any colds. I'm not sick anymore. It's built my immune system. It's built this resilience, which I didn't have. I mean, yes, I thought I was doing it for my back pain and my joint pain. And my doctor told me to do 4 tablespoons a day. I mean, there are calories, but I think start with 15 and then increase to 30 every day.
And see how you do.
And then see how you feel.
I can't wait to text you and say, Vicky, the bloat is gone.
You'll also see a difference in your skin, your hair, your nails, your bowel, your mental clarity. It's great because you're healthy as well.
Right.
And you take care of your body and you're aware of everything. So this is another step into wellness.
It is. And it's not lost on me on how this is happening right now in my journey, because I feel like I've done so much work on the gut that I feel like my gut is in a better place to now introduce something else.
Something that has scientific literature.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. How can somebody, first of all, anyone listening to this now knows that Saint Supply is what they should be buying. But is there a way to tell whether you're buying a truly high quality olive oil versus one that's just mostly marketing?
It's tough out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not all olive oil is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know, you could read a label. Obviously try to get a bottle that's black, and so we painted it black to protect it from the sun.
Okay.
I wish all companies were transparent.
Yeah.
And would, tell us that their product is tested in a lab. I wish all olive oil was tested in a lab in the US so we knew those polyphenol numbers, because there are very good organic olive oils, out there. Try and look for one variety, so you know where you're sourcing it. Because people tell me, oh, I tried this olive oil and it's between Italian, Moroccan, and Spanish in the back of the bottle.
Right.
So how did that olive oil, when we pick those olives, we bottle within 3 hours.
Oh, so there's like a real process.
Yeah,
and science
we
behind it.
have, ours is not sealed with a corkscrew.
Right.
We protect these polyphenols.
Yeah.
We seal it with a nitrogen cap. This is the champagne of olive oil.
Yes, like a lot of intent behind it, protecting the gold liquid almost, protecting the source.
That's why my lovely grandma from heaven's going to be like, whoa, who knew that?
Who knew?
There's human studies and cardioprotective or, cancer properties, protection from the juice of this olive.
One little baby olive that grows on a tree. I think it's amazing. I have family in the mountains of Calabria and Patrizia, and they have olive oil farms.
Beautiful.
And they don't harvest it or anything like that. But even just being amongst that, like amongst the trees and the land, I don't know, there's something very unique and special about it.
I mean, the ancient Greeks used to honor it. The Olympic athletes, if they won a race, they were crowned with the branches of olives. They were given the liquid gold, as they called it, to put it all over their body, not only digest it and drink it, but use it all over their body to heal.
Yeah.
There's so many, healing wounds, healing skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're lucky that we have science and modern science to validate the literature.
100%. And that's something that can be grown from the earth. I don't know. Mother Nature
phenomenal?
knew what she was doing for sure. I want to talk about elevations of wellness. So one of my values in life is traveling, whether it be with my family or traveling on my own and doing wellness explorations. And I love an incredible curated experience. It's something that I find lights me up. Elevations of Wellness at Cape Sunio Resort in Athens, Greece is an immersive journey of well-being, a program you've beautifully created that draws from the same earth Poseidon once ruled. Greek rituals, osteopathic precision, and the oldest medicine of all, the sea, woven into a journey that elevates you to who you truly are. You have been on an incredible journey, elevating through various chapters of your life and guiding others. If you could share in 3 words who Vicky truly is, what would you share?
I think I'm honest. They call me pain investigator. But I think I'm forward thinking. I don't dwell on the past. I honor my ancestors, I honor pain, I honor the past. But I'm forward looking. I always want to help somebody move forward and feel better and heal from pain.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's also the Sagittarius in you, because my husband does not dwell on things in the past. My husband has a way of moving forward.
Yeah.
And I tell him all the time, I wish I could be more like you, because a Virgo will drag you for 25 years. We
need the
mud.
Virgos because you guys are so organized and we need that a little bit. You know, it keeps us focused.
Yeah.
But yes, we are definitely
I need more of that. I need
positive,
more. I need
but
more of
forward
Vicky and my
thinkers and always helping people go into that.
I love that. I
In
think
that
that's beautiful.
new phase of life.
We're gonna wrap up soon, but I wanna do a quick little surprise rapid fire for you. Favorite morning ritual?
Saint Supply's daily shot of the living elixir.
It's gonna become mine as well. One wellness practice you'll never give up.
Dry brushing.
One thing everyone overcomplicates.
Maybe pain.
It could be, I could see
Physical
that.
or emotional pain.
Okay. Favorite Greek comfort food?
Greek salad.
Greek salad.
Feta cheese. Actually, you know what? It's my goat's and sheep's feta cheese with my oregano on top and a little bit of olive oil.
That feels right. to
Yeah,
me.
you can take me away from Greece, but not the
Don't take
goat,
my cheese.
The goat and feta, yes.
Don't take my cheese. That's what I say to people. You can take the gluten, but you can't take my cheese. Best advice you've ever received?
Maybe trust in higher power, my connection to God, my spirituality of always, no matter what, being grateful for this moment, you know, being honored to be here today. As I said before, I love lighting a candle. Because there's churches everywhere in Greece, just every day doing my cross and just being grateful and being honored and connected to something bigger than us.
I love that. I think that is a beautiful way to end. I am so grateful for your time today. This was a wealth of information for me, especially for the listeners. I am wishing you tremendous success and health with Saint Supply. I think it is incredible, and I cannot wait to incorporate it into my daily ritual. There is something very grounding and rooted about you and your energy, and I feel grateful to have you part of my circle and to know you. And I'm just super grateful you were here today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Shall we do a shot of olive oil?
Yes, let's do a shot of your living elixir. Should we just go for the gold?
Yes.
Yes. And it's marked on the...
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. Look at the color of that. My God, that's gorgeous.
So
Virgos tend to go for gold.
Oh, wow.
Should I or should I not?
Well, I like to sip it slowly, put some air in,
Okay. I want to do it your way.
feel the antioxidants at the top. And then slowly you'll feel the peppery kick.
Okay.
So,
Cheers.
sinigamas. Cheers to Marigo.
Cheers to Marigo.
Who introduced us.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to health.
Cheers to health.
To the good things we have and all the good things that are coming.
Yep.
And we're finding our moment.
Finding our moment. Cheers. Thank you for being here. Oh, it goes down so smooth.
So slowly you'll feel that peppery kick.
Yep, in the back of the throat.
So some people's eyes tear, some people cough. You coughed a little
Yeah.
cough. It's kicking in.
It is kicking in. It is kicking
That's
in.
the proof of the oleocanthal.
But it's very smooth, Vicky. It's not, it's very, there is a burn, but it feels very smooth.
want that burn.
It feels very smooth and soft. Okay, we're doing another one.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Cheers.
Thank you.
That's delicious.
Your daily ritual every day. You're going to do this every day. There you go. And it delays, you know, the higher the polyphenols, the higher the oleocanthal, the peppery kick.
I love it. I'm super excited.
Even for me.
Yeah.
But I do this every day.
Yeah, I think where it lands. Oh, I love this. Look at the packaging. It's a vibe.